For a very, very long time, I says that I didn't have my eyes on the Tories, right? And it was because all of the anti-free speech stuff was all coming from the SNP and from Labour, and it still is because neither of those parties give the tiniest shit about freedom of speech. In fact, they fucking hate it and they want it gone. But the Tories weren't really doing anything against freedom of speech, but they weren't really doing anything for it either, which is not ideal, but at least they weren't trying to destroy it. Well, all of that has just went right out of the fucking window now because it's started. They're coming after protests, they're coming after all manner of things, and now right now they're coming after online anonymity, and they actually don't even have a reason for this. They're trying to piggyback this off the back of David Amis being assassinated, and it's Priti Patel who has some good takes, but very often has a lot of fucking dumb takes as well. The Home Secretary says that she is not ruling out ditching anonymity on social media in the wake of the murder of Sir David Amis. Now, the problem with that is that internet anonymity had absolutely nothing to do with the murder of David Amis. Asked on Sky News, Trevor Phillips on Sunday programme, about whether the right could be removed, she said, "I want us to look at everything. There is work taking place already. We have an online harms bill, which is absolutely atrocious, by the way. More Tories coming in and joining all the other parties and trying to destroy freedom of speech. That will come to Parliament. There is a working taking place on it right now. I've done a lot of work on social media platforms, and yet she still doesn't understand how they fucking work, mainly around encryption and areas of that nature." The Home Secretary continued, "But we can't carry on like this. I spend too much time with communities who have been under attack, basically who have had all sorts of postings online, and it is a struggle to get those posts taken down." No, it is not, right? Social media companies nuke stuff off their platforms all the bloody time. We want to make some big changes on that. So basically, instead of telling social media companies you are a social media company and the online space is now the new town square. So no, you are not allowed to violate the rights of people. You're not allowed to violate their speech rights. Same as we don't allow companies to dump toxic waste in the river or steal our stuff or assassinate people because that's a violation of rights. Why should the right to freedom of speech be any different? And we allow these companies to trample on it. There's Priti Patel's just been a fanny. It comes after Conservative Sir David became the second MP in 5 years to be killed after Labour's Joe Cox was murdered in 2016. Miss Patel also ordered an immediate review of MP safety and on Sunday added that protection officers for them are under consideration, which I do agree with. Labour's Shadow Foreign Secretary Lisa Nandy said that she was not sure the threat to MPs could ever be eliminated, adding that she did not feel safe. Miss Nandy, a senior opposition figure and friend of the late Miss Cox, said people online had to be held to account for what would be criminal behaviour in the real world. Now, the only thing that you can really do online is say things. That's all you can do, is say things. So basically, things in the real world, yeah, you're talking about speech. If you could get arrested for it in the street, you should be able to get arrested for it online. So basically, that is complete anti-free speech shite. Asking about publishing the names of people anonymously abusing public figures on social media, she told the BBC's Andrew Marr anonymously abusing, so basically saying mean things to public figures. Right, she told BBC's Andrew Marr show, "We are a bit cautious about just simply ending anonymity on social media. No, it's something that you absolutely should not do." Because one of the things, like basically the reason that they are citing is abusing MPs, abusing because the abuse word, the word abuse, it's punchy. It gets to the point. It really fucking hits home. So abuse, oh, I'm not pro abuse. However, what they mean is basically people making fun of MPs and criticising them. And of course MPs would want the people to not be able to do that. Well, we'll just attach your real name to it. Why? Why? It's to make it easier for the police to find them for saying things. That's why they want it. And one thing about ending online anonymity that the governments absolutely love is whistleblowers. Can't post anything anonymously online. If you're a whistleblower, you'll get caught. You know, if you're giving very private information about some straight up illegal shit that your company or the government is doing to journalists or human rights groups or anything like that, the government can very quickly find you and nip that little problem right in the bud. That is why internet anonymity is especially important to protect whistleblowers. I work with a lot of people, whether it is the women of Belarus or the pro-democracy campaigners in Hong Kong, whistleblowers as well, people from whom anonymity on social media can be life-saving. So the trick is to get the right balance, and by doing that, what you are saying is that the government should get to decide when and when not to apply the privilege of anonymity. And if the government gets to decide that, I don't even need to finish it. You know. You all know. Like, you've all been watching me long enough to know exactly what I'm going to say. She accused the government of dragging its feet on the issue for years and called for a code for how social media companies should respond to online hate. Well, for anyone that is concerned about hate speech or any other such thing online, there is this contraption called the block button that you can press. You can also mute certain words and phrases that you're fed up of hearing. You literally have all of the tools required to sculpt your social media experience as you see fit. I don't see why the rest of us should all pay the price because you are either too dumb or too lazy to use all of the tools that you've been given. You know, instead of using all of the tools, your response instead is to go, Big Daddy government should come and protect me, because you're just a pathetic fucking individual. But one of the things as well is people keep trying to attribute the internet anonymity thing to Sir David Ames right now, about the man that killed him. Now, the man who killed David Ames was not some unknown anonymous person online like contacting him. I don't, like, the police as of yet, as far as I know, haven't discovered anything like that at all. And the other thing is internet anonymity had nothing to do with it because the guy never contacted him, and also the guy was already known to police. The police knew who he was. Counter-terrorism knew who the guy was. They even forced the guy to attend an anti-radicalization seminar. Right, so in that instance, where the guy wasn't contacting or abusing Sir David Ames and was already known to the police, how would taking away internet anonymity have stopped him? How? That is one question that I will push MPs on, and I will demand an answer to. I'm still expecting an answer. How would internet, removing internet anonymity have prevented the assassination of David Ames? How? Because you keep bringing up David Ames and bringing up, the internet anonymity, yet you will not provide a reason as to how that could have helped, right? And that is something that we should keep pushing on. Keep bringing that up. Ask them, how would taking away internet anonymity have protected David Ames? Because this guy that killed him was a radical. He didn't give a fuck who knew about it, because counter-terrorism already knew who he was. This is them using the death of someone to push through yet even more authoritarianism and growing even more power. Call them on it and keep asking them that question, and I guarantee you they will run for the hills and refuse to answer it.